Hey guys, today I want to do a project I've been wanting to do a long time. It's one of them bottle opener things, you know, where you take the bottle and pop it up. I've had this thing hanging on my shelf for about 2 years. You can see how long it's been there. Yeah, see the dust on it? Okay, and I also have these stencils here. These stencils you can get online. Just go on Amazon or whatever and say American flag stencils. This one is 7 inches by 5 inches. Okay. I also have this just laying around the shop. This piece 5/4 clear pine, but you can use a 1x6. It'll work perfect. Let me see here. You can see how wide that is. 5.5 inches, whatever. It's going to work perfect. All right, this is a simple project. Anyone should be able to do it. The only thing you need is a saw to cut this off, some stain, tape, and maybe a screwdriver, and some brushes. All right, let's get started. Okay, I have my stencil here. I'm going to lay it even with the top, and I'm going to determine how long I want my stripes to be going down. I think 12 inches. I think I'm going to go with 13 inches, okay? So just mark your 13 inches, or 12, whatever you want, and cut that off. Alright, just like that. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to sand this all down with my orbital sander. I'm going to round these edges over a little bit. Alright? Okay, I got my 80 grit sandpaper on here. What I'm going to do, this is pretty much smooth already, but I'm going to hit all the edges, and then I'm going to kind of round them over a little bit, just make it look a little bit distressed. Alright, so make sure everything that you sand is nice and smooth. Let me get started here, alrighty? Don't be afraid to distress it a little bit. Sand a little bit on these edges, a little more in one spot than the other. There you can kind of see maybe, I'm not sure. Just like that. Just a little bit. You don't want to do too much. Or do whatever you want. Okay, now I'm going to put some 120 on there, and that'll be my final sanding for it. Okay, now I'm going to vacuum it off. Now you're not going to believe this, but every time I turn this vacuum on, my dog comes a running. Let's see. Brooker! Brooker! Here she comes. She loves this. She loves this. But I don't use the brush on it because the brush gets all the hair in it and then it gets all over my woodwork. Alright. So I just vacuum this instead of using a tack cloth, okay? Now what we're going to do, we're going to put a little burn on this, okay? So generally I use my big torch, but I'm going to use my little Benzomatic here, because that's probably what most of y'all have. Just go along like that. That's what they call Shushiban or something like that. You can burn it as much as you want. See how that grain starts looking pretty cool? Can you see that in there? I hope so. So I'm going to finish burning this. I'm going to do all the edges and all of the radiuses that I put in there. So I've decided to do all my radiuses pretty dark. all the way around, just to give it a like a little burnt frame type thing. Just make sure you don't catch nothing on fire. Best off to do this outside. There we go. I'm going to hit that corner, all four corners, just like that. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting some stain on this. Okay, let's take our stencil. Now you can see it's kind of bigger than the piece of wood itself, so just center them stars up on there. Just right about there. You got the same amount hanging over on each side. And I'm going to put just a little pencil lead there and a little pencil lead on this side here. And then I'm going to get my square. No, I'm not even going to get my square. I'm just going to take my tape and go right across there. Okay, now I put a piece of pencil lead right there and right there, okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my tape on the bottom of it. I'm going to leave a little hang over the edge so I can wrap it around from one pencil mark to the other pencil mark, just like that. Bring it around, just like that. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my blue stain on here. Alright? Okay, we're using our blue stain. It's navy blue. Now Lowe's will mix this for you. Minwax. Wood finish, clear tint base. You have to have them mix it, okay? See, it says right here, take to paint desk, and it's navy blue. So tell them you want the navy blue, and you want them to mix it. Here's the brand again, okay? There you go. And it's real thick, so just mix it up. I got an 1.5 inch Gen brush here. You can use a rag or anything you want to put the stain on. Once you get it on, you're going to want to wipe it off real quick because it dries real thick. Okay? Go right up to your tape. Seriously, this is one of the easiest projects I've done. I'm going to use a minimal amount of tools for you. I'm not even going to carve the stars. I think I'm going to spray paint them white. Okay, now get your edges. You seeing that? I hope you're seeing that. Okay, and then get the top too. Okay. Then get your little piece of rag, okay? Wipe it off. Don't go past the tape because you don't want to get blue on this part. Now I'm going to let this stain dry for probably an hour. Then I'm going to come back out and I'm going to do my red stripes. Make sure you get that wiped off good because you don't want it smearing different colors. These gloves I get from Harbor Freight. I just buy a big box of them. They work great. They even work great for picking up dog poop. Alright, I'm going to pull this tape off in about an hour and then I'm going to put the red stripes on. Alright, it's been about 1 hour. I pulled the tape off, and I'm going to put more tape on. Now this time I'm going to put my tape on the blue. I'm not going to leave it on there long. I'm going to stain this, and then I'm going to take the tape off because I don't want to leave no adhesive or anything on there. Because it's only been an hour, so... Okay, just go right across your blue line. Go right on down the edge. Same on the other side. And push down hard because you don't want that red bleeding in. Be just like that. Now I'm going to do my tape coming down this way for my red stripes. Okay, here's how I'm doing it. I put my first 3/4 inch strip of tape on here. Then I put another one on. But what I'm going to do now after I put my third one on, is I'm going to peel this one back off. And that will give me a perfectly straight line for my red. You can reuse this. I'm going to put this one right next to the last one I put on. Just like that, okay? Let me get these situated. Now, put the next one on right next to that one. I'm going to bring in this one all the way around the bottom for my stripes. Just like that. Now I'm going to pull this one off again. And I'm going to use it again. I'm going to put it right next to the other one. Just like that. Then I'm going to bring this one up. Down across the bottom. And I'm going to remove this one. I'm going to bring this one around the edge. There we go. So this will be red, 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 red. Okay, I'm going to stir this up. This is the same kind of stain. And I made a mistake before telling people the color of this was scarlet. It used to be that. They discontinued that color. I'm sorry for that. It is now the same kind of stain as the other, the Minwax. But this is scarlet. You want them to mix scarlet, okay? They will mix it for you. This is very thick. Oh, so you can see how thick that is. It's the same thing. Put it on and then wipe it off right away, okay? All right, let's get started. And I was thinking of spray painting these stars in the 1776, but it's just not the way I like to do it. I was going to be in a hurry and do it. I'm going to use the Dremel again, and I'm going to carve them. I think it looks a lot better that way. You can spray paint them if you want. It'll go a lot quicker if you spray paint them, and it'll probably work just as good, but it's just a preference for me. I think it looks better being carved. Because I don't actually, my white stripes, I don't actually stain them or paint them. I just leave it the natural wood. So I think the stars being carved will look just as good. Whoa, woohoo! Okay, let me get this corner here. Okay, now I'm going to wipe it off. And again, make sure you don't get the red on the blue, okay? Be careful. I'm going to fold this up so there's not a lot of straggly things hanging off of it, okay? Here we go. Just wipe it down. Don't get bored with me here. I know this is a long take, we'll call it. But I think it's best you see how I do it. Okay, I'm going to pull this tape off. I'm going to give it about 10 minutes. We'll come back. We'll pull the tape off. So far, this project is going really quick. So this is a project you can do, and you probably sell these for 35, 40 bucks a piece. I don't know. I always sell my stuff cheap, like I said. Okay, let's pull that tape off, see what we got. Nice, that turned out good. Pull the second one off. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Pull that one off. I think we got one more after that. Beautiful. Last but not least, there we go. So there we have it. Okay. Oh wait, I got one more to go off. What am I doing? Okay, now tomorrow because tonight it's about, well, it's getting close to 7 o'clock. I've been putzing around with this on and off this evening. Tomorrow I will power the stars in. Like I said, you can paint them if you want, but I think carving them will be best. I think that'll look cool. That'll be my next step. Good night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Alright, here's what I want to do now. I want to get the stars in the 1776 traced out. So you can see this is actually bigger than this, but I'm just going to center that up by eye the best I can from this star to this star from the edges. And once I get it where I want it, I'm just going to take a piece of the blue tape, tape it into position, just like that, and I'm going to put one more here, up at the top. Now actually, if you wanted to, you could cover this up with newspaper, tape it all off, and just spray this, hold it down a little bit with your finger and spray it with white spray paint. You'd have your stars. But I like to carve them better, so that's what I'm going to do. So I just got that down. Now I use a ballpoint pen because when I push down with my pencil, I always break the lead because I push a little hard. So I just trace them out, just like that. Now I'm going to go around, trace them all out, trace out the 1776, and then I'm going to get my Dremel and go from there. Alright, I just got done tracing them out. It took me a few minutes. Pull the tape off, and you can see what I got there. 1776, it's all traced out. Now let's get the Dremel. Let's go from there. Okay, before I go too far, I want to show you my Dremel setup that I have. Okay, there it is. There's the bit, and that bit is a 106. Here's my Dremel. It comes in a kit. Then it has a little cable. Here, there's a model number right there. Model 225. Comes with everything. Comes with the cable. Comes with the main motor. And then I just hang it with the bungee cord and plug it in. Now I'm going to start carving these stars out. I'm going to trace the outside edges of everything first, and then I'm going to start carving out the inside of it. Okay, so when I start carving, just like in all other videos that you see, I like to keep my tool going the same direction. And I do one line at a time, all in the same position. It keeps my hand comfortable. I also try to keep the same size stock here to rest my arms on. Take your time. If you get in a hurry, you're going to screw it up. Alright, now once I got that direction, now I'll take and go the other direction. It's a lot easier keeping your hands in the same position than trying to do the whole star at one time. So I'm going to go ahead and carve the rest out. Be back. Okay, y'all see this handy dandy thing here? It's a little fan. And what that does is it blows the chips away as I'm carving. Now that's a nice little option you can buy for your Dremel. I highly recommend it, especially if you're carving a lot of stars. Okay, I got the stars all traced out. Now I'm just going to go back and forth in the same direction. Nice and light. Clean that star up. I try to go in the same direction as the grain. Helps a little bit, makes it carve a little bit easier. There we go. Okay, those probably took me less than 10 minutes. Oh, one more. Okay, those probably took me less than 10 minutes to do. Now I'm going to do the 1776. Just stay in your lines. And they're so small, the 106 bit does perfect for it. Fits right in the lines that we traced. How about that? See? Ain't that pretty? Here we go again. Now you want the 7s to match, so make sure you do them exactly the same. There you go, each of them got that little, call it a tit on the top. Now this real thin line, coming down, a little thicker there on the 6. Alright, got that. Now I'm going to come around. A little thicker down on the bottom. There we go. Now doesn't that look cool? Alright, now I'm going to drill a couple holes here to mount this thing to a wall. Okay, I got this here countersink drill bit. You can get these at Lowe's or whatever. It really works best for me and my drill press, but not everyone has a drill press, so I'm going to keep it simple with my battery powered drill. I'm going to put one right here. It's a little hard with the drill to do this, but it works. Clear the chips. There you go. Just like that. That's where the screw will go into the wall. I'm going to go just a little bit deeper, and then I'm going to do one down here too. There we go. Like I said, it's easier with the drill press, but now the screw head will fit right down in there. Alright, let's see if we can torch them screw holes just a little bit, see if anything happens. I don't want to do too much. That's it, just burn the edge a little bit, darken it up. I'm going to end up putting a brown, probably someone's going to put a brown drywall screw in there. Maybe they'll go with stainless, I don't know. There we go. Looks good. I could burn the stars and everything, but I really, yeah, maybe I will. Let's just hit them light. Just a little bit. We don't want to go too much. There you go. You see I got it on there? A little bit dark. Well, my wife just come back with her brand new. I just walked in. She got an electric bike for camping. Pretty nice bike, actually, for the price. All right, there we go. Ow, it is still hot. Now I'm going to start putting the varnish on. Okay, guys, let's get your varnish out. This is what we're using. Helmsman again, Minwax, clear gloss. It's indoor-outdoor varnish, okay? Now, a lot of people just spray it and get done with it real quick. I've never been one to do the spray thing. I like to use the varnish. It puts it on heavier, and I think you get a much better finish. But that's up to you. You could spray this and be done with it real quick. I'm going to put 3 coats on it. Put 2 coats on, you think you're done? You're not. Sand it down again with 220. And put that 3rd coat on it, and that's when that green really starts to pop. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a coat on the back. Always do the back side too, for in case any water gets on it. So I'm going to do that, then I'm going to flip it over. Okay, the back is done. I'm going to flip it over. You can buy these at Harbor Freight. They work great. They're cheap. Same with the gloves. I get them from Harbor Freight. Now do your edge. Just like that. Don't put it on too heavy because you don't want it running. Now get each star. Just like that. Take the corner of your brush. Make sure you get it soaked in there. If you just go right over the top of the stars the first few times, it's probably not going to get down in there, the varnish. Same with the 1776. Make sure you get that first coat in there. Same with your screw hole. Get that first coat down in there, okay? Now I'm going to do the edges. Push down a little bit so it don't fall off your little tripods. Do both edges all the way around. Like I said, don't put it on real heavy, and then take a nice coat. A nice clean swipe. Don't push real hard. Get your bottom. Now watch this green start popping. Oh, baby, that's the best part right there, I'm telling you. So get a coat on everything. Not too heavy. The heavier you put it on, the harder time you're going to have with runs and everything. Okay. Now that you got it all coated, take a look down it. Make sure you got everything covered. Now I'm going to take some thin, real light strokes. Don't push down real hard. Now you're going to see this start soaking into that wood and it'll look like dry spots. But it's really not. It's just soaking in. So let that happen. Let it soak in. Then the second coat, you're going to sand it with 220. Put a second coat on it. And it's going to soak in just a little bit more. But by the time you put that third coat on, woo, baby, it's going to look awesome. Alright, I'm going to let this dry. Tomorrow I'll put another coat on. Maybe I can squeeze 2 more coats on tomorrow. I usually let it dry about 4 hours between coats. Alright, adios. Alright, we got 2 coats on this. Like I said, 2 coats. You really should give it 3. You can see this kind of a dry spot here where it's still soaking in. It soaks into the wood. So now I'm going to give me a quick sand. It don't take long to sand this neither. Here we go. Just dull it up a little bit. That's all you want to do. Okay, make sure you get your edges. Just like that. And the ends. It don't take long, and make sure you do the back too. Give that back 3 coats too. Somebody puts this outside, you're going to want it sealed real good. Alright, now I'm going to vacuum it off. Just like that. Putting that bench off. Now I'm going to get ready to put that third coat on. Alright, we got our third coat going on. I did the back. I did this side already. Now I'm doing the other side. Like I said, don't put it on too heavy on that third coat because you don't want it running. I already did the back. Okay. I'm thinking I might keep this one for myself. It looks pretty cool. It's the first one I ever did. I think it looks cool. Alright, now when you do it, like I said, nice even strokes. Got my dog out there barking, someone must be going by. Whoa, we don't want to knock it off our thing there. Okay, now once you get it all covered, nice even strokes, nice and light, just like that. Don't put no pressure on that brush, just drag it across. Alright, now I'm going to let this dry about 4 hours. Then we'll install this, and I might even hang it on a wall in the garage and show you what we got. It sure looks pretty now. I really like this project. Nice and easy. Okay, it's been a good 5 hours. It's dry now. It's looking really nice. Looks pretty cool. I like it. I like it a lot. So I'm going to put the opener on now, and I'm going to place this right in between those 2 stars right here. Just like that. And then I'm just going to eye it up. Nothing too critical there. Right about there looks good. I'm going to pre-drill my hole. Let me tighten up that drill a little bit. Okay. And I'm going to pre-drill the bottom one. ready to put my screws in. These screws came with the opener actually, which is a good thing. There we go. And that thing looks sweet, don't it? I like it a lot. I'm going to go mount it to the pole in my garage. Like I said, I might just keep this for myself. So let's go mount it and see what it looks like. Okay, here it is. Like I said, I might just keep it myself. It looks pretty cool. Now we're going to give it a test here in a minute. See how it works. Look at that old sleepy cat there. Sometimes we let him in the house. No, we always let him in the house. Alright, let's see how good it opens it up and everything. Hope you like my shop. Boats I built. Also, kayaks I built. I just build everything. I just can't help it. Alright guys, I hope you like my video. If you do, subscribe. If you like these simpler projects, let me know. You can make some good money on these. I bet you could sell this 30 bucks probably. Oh yeah. Keep watching guys. I appreciate you all. Subscribe.